The 42nd annual Bevo Francis Classic with one more game. It is the Tigers of Campbellsville University out of the Mid-South Conference taking on the host school, the University of Rio Grande Red Storm. Good evening, everybody. Randy Payton, happy to have you along for this broadcast of the Bevo Francis Classic from Stretch Internet and Video Productions. It is a matchup that brings Rio Grande a record of 3-2 after yesterday's 91-74 win over Carolina University. They take on a Campbellsville team that struggled a little bit against West Virginia Tech yesterday, but gutted out a 67-61 win to go to 8-0 on the season. They are under 10th-year head coach Brent Vernon, who after that win yesterday sports a 151 and 130 overall career record. As we said, his team is 8-0, and he takes on a University of Rio Grande team under 7th-year head coach Ryan Arrowwood. Arrowwood is 90-59 by way of an overall record. His team, of course, is 3-2. Rio playing through a number of injuries. Aiden Porter, Kyan Irvin, Will Hill. Somebody else is out as well. And they have had to work around that. And the two losses have both been by, I think, 5 points combined. So Rio very easily could be 5-0, but they're 3-2, and they are going to have their hands full in this final game of the Bevo Francis Classic against the Tigers from Campbellsville. We'll take one quick break. We'll come back. We'll have the anthem, the starting lineup, and we'll have basketball for you. It all comes your way next here on Video Productions.
We believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
And sportsmanship. We welcome each of you as a participant.
We welcome you back to the Newt Oliver Arena. The voice of the Newt Oliver Arena, Matt McKee. He is already out there and working, and let's go down and pick him up.
Please enjoy tonight's contest. Ladies and gentlemen, this past September, the University of Rio Grande lost former basketball standout Mickey Tadich after his battle with cancer. He was not only a three-time first-team All-RSC selection and one of the best shooters in Rio's history, his passion and love for all things Rio was felt by everyone he interacted with during his 4 years at Rio. This season, we will honor Mickey with a 10-second moment of silence prior to the national anthem of every Rio men's home basketball game. We ask that you help honor Mickey's memory this evening and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now, please remain standing with your hats off at the University of Rio Grande's Grand Chorale leads us into the Star Spangled Banner. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, the University of Rio Grande welcomes you tonight to Newt Oliver Arena for this basketball matchup between the visiting Tigers of Campbellsville University and your Rio Red Storm. Now, ladies and gentlemen, time for the introduction and starting lineups. First for the visitors, the Tigers of Campbellsville University. At guard, a 5'11" junior from Hebron, Kentucky, number 5, Dalton Kramer. Starting at forward, a 6'7" junior from Glasgow, Kentucky, number 7, Eli Brooks. At guard, a 6' grade from Lebanon, Kentucky, number 8, Taishe Epps. Starting at guard, a 6'3" senior from Bardstown, Kentucky, number 11, Javon Smith. And at forward, a 6'8" senior from Campbellsville, Kentucky, number 21, Jay Milburn. Head coach for the Tigers is Brett Vernon. And now, let's meet tonight's starting lineup for your University of Rio Grande Red Storm. Starting at guard, a 5'10" senior from Waverly, Ohio, number 4, Trey Robertson. At guard, a 6' sophomore from Seaman, Ohio, number 10, Branson Copas. Also at guard, a 6'5" senior from Fairmont, West Virginia, number 12, Jalen Johnson. At center, a 6'8" freshman from South Webster, Ohio, number 15, Eli Roberts. And at guard, a 6'5" senior from South Haven, Michigan, number 23, Jaden Fox. Head coach for the Red Storm is Ryan Arrowwood. Your officials for tonight's game are Don Curtis, Kenny Kegley, and Kendall Fitzgerald.
All right, there you have it. The introduction of the lineups. Campbellsville tonight is in the black uniforms, trimmed in burgundy. Rio in the whites tonight with red numerals, red lettering, Rio Grande written across the chest. It'll be Jay Milburn to jump it up for the Tigers. And for Rio Grande, it'll be the freshman out of South Webster, Ohio, Eli Roberts. Our referees are Don Curtis, Kenny Kegley, Kendall Fitzgerald. Mr. Curtis in between them. He tosses it airborne. Rio wins the tap. And we're underway. This is Branson Copas off of a career high yesterday. Now it's going to be Jalen Johnson from the right wing for 3. No good. And the rebound taken away by Taishe Epps for the Tigers. Epps has it near the logo. Looks to Dalton Kramer on the left side. Now they feed it underneath, and there's a layup for Eli Brooks. So Brooks has the first points of the night. And the Tigers have a 2-0 lead. That's Roberts in the right corner. Kicks it out front to Jalen Fox. Now to Trey Robertson. Robertson on the run. Steps back, gives to Johnson on the left side. He finds the cutting Copas. Copas kicks it out to Robertson. Fakes a 3. Now to Copas for a 3. Good. Branson Copas gives Rio the 1-point lead at 3-2 as we're a little over a minute in here at the Newt Oliver Arena. On the right side, that's Kramer. Kramer skip pass over to Javon Smith. Now it's Brooks out front. He lost control of the basketball and it's knocked out of bounds by Rio. It'll stay with the Tigers. 11 on the shot clock, 18:38 to play in the first half. Inbounds comes into Kramer. Kramer being guarded by Johnson. Tries to get around him, and Johnson rejects it out of bounds with 5 on the shot clock. So they will inbound on the baseline to the right of the bucket, and they'll have 5 to shoot. They'll lob it in out front. It's Kramer for a very long 3 from straight away. He left it short, and it's rebounded by Rio's Branson Copas. Here they come up the floor. Robertson Sends it left side to Fox and now to Kopus. Kopus trying to elude Kramer. Does. Gives it up to Roberts from just off the left elbow. Jumper's good. Eli Roberts gives Rio a 5-2 lead. 18 minutes to play in the half. Driving the baseline is Tucker. He got away, or actually that's Brooks. Got away from the defender and laid it up and in. Eli Brooks with all 4 Campbellsville points. Here's Robertson in the lane, finds Roberts. He puts one up off glass and banks it in. Eli Roberts, he averages 3.6 points per game, and he's already eclipsed that. On the move, that's Tucker working on Kopus. He put it up, and he put it in, and he draws a foul. Tough shot. Foul on Kopus, his first, team's first. Count the bucket for Dalton Kramer, 5'11 junior out of Hebron, Kentucky. 18.3 points, 5.3 rebounds, 2.9 assists. And you talk about money in the bank. He is 37 of 38 at the foul line this season, 97.4%. And he adds to it. Ties it up at 7. Roberts has it stolen. Taken away by Milburn, and then he has his pocket pick knocked out of bounds by Jalen Johnson to prevent the layup. 17-10 to play in the half. 20 on the shot clock. 7 apiece. And there's some kind of issue over at the scorer's table, but that has been resolved, and we're ready to go. They'll lob it into Kramer. Underneath, there's Milburn for the basket. Nice look by Brooks to get it to him. And Milburn finishes to give Campbellsville the lead back at 9-7. Kopus on the left wing, into the lane, trying to elude Kramer. Gives it up out front to Robertson. Trey drives in, finds Johnson, left side 3-ball, bullseye. Jalen Johnson sending Rio back in front 10-9. That is Javon Smith that brings him across the timeline. He finds Kramer. Now on the left side, that's Javon Smith actually. I confused him and Epps. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers. 15 on the shot clock. And it will be Epps that takes care of the inbounds. 6-foot grad student out of Lebanon, Kentucky. He'll get it into Kramer. Back to Epps. Top of the key, that's Brooks. Now Epps. Now Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Brooks has it. Skip pass goes to Epps. He fires a right side 3-ball that beats the horn, but the shot no good. But there for the offensive rebound and stick back is Eli Brooks. Tigers by 1, Rio basketball. Go under 16 minutes to play in this first half. Robertson, long 3 from the left side. In and out, no good. Rebound taken away by Epps for the Tigers. He'll send it to Kramer. Kramer finds Brooks. Right side 3-ball. Too strong off the front of the iron. And Trey Robertson has the rebound for Rio. Robertson into the front court to Fox and now to Kopus. Kopus driving. Cut off on the baseline. Gets it back to Fox. Fox into the lane. Finds Johnson. Right side 3. That one no good. Rebound taken away by Milburn for the Tigers. He says, let's slow it down. Gets it to Kramer, and Kramer with no pressure in front of him will walk it across the midcourt line. Out front to Milburn. Milburn looks to his right and finds Smith. Smith to Epps. Epps goes to Brooks. 9 on the shot clock. Brooks, nothing there on the back door, pulls up his dribble to Milburn. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. And Epps from a long way put it up off the rim, no good. And Jalen Fox comes away with a rebound for Rio. He outlets ahead to Robertson, who finds Fox trailing for 3. Off the mark, wide right, missed badly. And it's rebounded by Eli Brooks. He tries to send it ahead, and Wilt Chamberlain wouldn't have caught that one. Out of bounds it goes. It's a turnover. It also gets us to the media timeout. It comes with 14:40 to play in the opening half. Campbellsville 11, Rio Grande 10. It's the 42nd annual Bevo Francis Classic from Video Productions.
We believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
11-10, Rio Grande with the lead, although the live stats show 12-10. They'll get that corrected. Tigers 5 out of 10 for 50%, 1 of 5 from distance. And 1 of 1 at the free throw line. They've got Campbellsville hitting a three-pointer, and they haven't hit one. That's the mess up on the live stats. Rio's 4 of 8 for 50%, 2 of 6 from distance for 33.3%. They've not attempted a free throw. 1 turnover for each team. Campbellsville has out-rebounded Rio 5-4. 14:40 to play in the first half. Campbellsville looking for a 9th consecutive win to begin the season. And Rio looking for a 3rd consecutive win that would get them to 4-2. The Red Storm inbound the ball in the backcourt. And Trey Robertson with the right and now left-handed dribble will cross the timeline as Rio goes to work offensively. Robertson finds James Wright, who got into the game, and immediately to the basket, puts it up and in. James Wright coming off of a career-high 19-point effort last night. And he wastes little time getting into the scorebook. It's 12-11 Rio Grande. On the move is Smith. He gives it up on the left side to Tavion Smith, who checked in. This is Brooks in the lane. He knocked down the defender in front of him and put it up and in. Eli Brooks has 8. 13-12 in favor of Campbellsville. On the move is Trey Robertson. He works the left side. And now gives to Kuba Sinchishan, who checked in a moment ago. He, too, had a career-best night last night. And there's another drive on the baseline for James Wright. I said it last night, and I'll say it again. He has certainly been the right stuff thus far through the first 5 games in this season for Rio Grande. Doesn't start, comes off the bench, plays with energy, and does a lot of good things. Here's Kramer driving into the lane. He had his shot blocked by Fox. Fox has the rebound. He finds a trailing Robertson on the right side. It goes back to Fox for a right side 3. Off the side of the rim, no. Sinchishan has the rebound. He feeds Fox, and he's fouled. Going up, Jay Milburn says, yes, it was me. I did it. His first, team's first. Kuba Sinchishan, we said, checked in. Here's a replay. Sinchishan, a 6'8" junior out of Algonquin, Illinois. And like I said, you saw it there on the replay. Jay Milburn, he didn't hide the fact that he clobbered Fox from behind. He said it was on me and let him shoot free throws. Fox is an 87.5% free throw shooter, and his first one's up and in. He is a 6'5" senior out of South Haven, Michigan. There are a bunch of changes coming in. Jalen averaging 13.4 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game. Trying to give Rio a 3-point lead. And does. Fox didn't score yesterday until they got into the second half. He had a couple of steals and dunks. He did have 8 steals for the game. Tavion Smith sends it out front to Kramer, and Kramer tried to go back to him, and Smith went one direction, the ball went the other, and Ray Briggs, a 6'6 senior out of Omaha, Nebraska, tried to save it before it went into the crowd, but he couldn't get it done. It's a turnover. And the ball goes back to Rio. Brody Buchanan has checked in for the Red Storm, 5'9 freshman guard out of Proctorville, Ohio, just down the road from Fairland High School. Here's Wright again. 6'5 junior out of Detroit, Michigan. Gives Rio a 5-point lead. 18-13 as we approach 12 minutes to play in the opening half. That is Briggs. He'll go to Tavion Smith. In the corner is Kramer. Kramer being guarded by Buchanan. Back out front, Briggs, and now to Tavion Smith. 8, 7, and 6 on the shot clock. Crowd coming to its feet. Kramer for three, misses badly. And Sinchishan has the rebound. Rio by 5 and with the rock. 11:50 to play in the half. Here's Buchanan on the drive. He of the orange shoes tonight. Cut off and goes to Wright. Wright finds an open Jalen Johnson. Johnson into the corner. Goes to Fox. Fox to Sinchishan and now back to Fox. Fox goes to Johnson on the right side. 3 and 2. Here's Johnson to Sinchishan. He goes up and they do not beat the shot clock. So that's a team turnover and Campbellsville basketball. Tigers have the basketball. Tavion Smith, sophomore out of Radcliffe, Kentucky, gives it off. Parker Jones is in the game. He's a graduate out of Russellville, Kentucky. That's Vale in the game. He feeds it off to Tavion Smith, who makes a nice move to get an open look and stops the Rio run at 6 in a row. 18-15. Buchanan, right side three off the front of the iron. No. Rebound is Jalen Johnson in traffic. Up, no good. Tap, no good by Wright. And it's out of bounds off of Campbellsville. I said Marcellus Vale was in the game. He, too, is a grad student, 6'3", out of Shelbyville, Kentucky. 10:36 to play in the half. 19 on the shot clock as Rio rebounds on the sideline down below us. Johnson into Buchanan and now Wright. Wright goes out front to Fox, and Fox hands to Sinchishan, who gives it back to Buchanan. 6 on the shot clock. Buchanan with 4, with 3, with 2. He fades and fires and put it up and in. Really not anything he could do with it other than throw it up and hope. And it ended up going to the bottom of the well. 20-15, Rio with a 5-point lead. Here's Vale on the left side, driving through traffic. He drug his pivot foot from here to there, but no call, and the basket up and in off glass. You travel like that, you're supposed to have luggage. He didn't. They didn't call it, though. 20-17, Rio by 3. 9:45 in the half, and the pass underneath knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. I'm not sure about that call either. It looked like it went off Fox. Media timeout coming. It comes with 9:43 to play in the opening half. Rio Grande 20, Campbellsville 17. And we'll have more from you from the new Dolliver Arena when we come back in a moment.
We are champions of the character.
There you see the Rio Grande cheerleaders down there on the floor as they make their way off. It's 9:43 to play in the first half. Red Storm out in front of Campbellsville 20-17. Of course, Well, now they've got it wrong on the live stats to read 20-17 Campbellsville. They'll get it fixed. We promise. Rio will inbound the basketball. Johnson into Senchishan. Wright out front, working on Ray Briggs. Put it up no good, and Briggs comes away with a rebound. Campbellsville into the front court. Ball in the hands of Tavion Smith. He gives it up to Jones and then gets it back. This is Briggs on the right wing driving. He's cut off. He feeds it out front to Smith. Left side, Vale. Vale explodes into the lane. Nothing there. Jones is open for a three out front. It's around the ring and out. The rebound is knocked out of bounds off of the Tigers. Looked like Briggs got his hand on it. Substitution into the game as Javon Smith, the 6'3" redshirt senior out of Bardstown, Kentucky, checks in for Brent Vernon's Tigers, Mid-South Conference, former conference rival of Rio Grande when Rio was a member of the Mid-South. Made a trip or two to Campbellsville. Out front, it's Jalen Fox, top of the key jumper, good. He has 4, his first field goal. 22-17. Front court, right wing, Tavion Smith. Top of the key, that's Vale. Driving in, trying to get away from Wright, and he lost it, and the loose ball's picked up by Fox. Turnover for the Tigers. Got it ahead to Johnson. Jalen driving into the lane, nowhere to go. Feeds Senchishan. He went up for the dunk and got fouled. See who they whistle it on. No announcement. Rob Briggs. I called him Ray Briggs. His first team's second. Kuba Senchishan at the free throw line, and it's up and in. He said yesterday he hadn't shot a free throw until yesterday. He went 6 for 7 in the game. He's got one more shot coming. 6'8" junior out of Algonquin, Illinois. 4.8 points, 4 rebounds per game. Second free throw around the ring and out, and rebounded by Milburn, who was among the throng that checked in a moment ago. 23-17. Rio by 6. Top of the key. There's Smith open for a triple, and it's good. Javon Smith cuts the deficit in half. It's 23-20. Robertson with the basketball out front, being guarded by Tavion Smith. He hands to Johnson. Johnson drives on Vale and then has it rejected by Milburn and rebounded in the corner by the Tigers. Tavion Smith tracked down the loose ball. Smith out front with it, looking to his left. Cut off there. Now pulls up his dribble, goes to Vale. Vale gives it to Milburn. They're down to 14 on the shot clock. Milburn gives up his dribble and tries to thread the needle to Smith, but threw it away. Kopus to Robertson, and then Robertson throws it away. Stolen by Brooks. Coming down towards 7 minutes to play in the first half. Rio 23, Campbellsville 20. Brooks out front. Looking. Wanted to go underneath the Milburn, wasn't there. Here's Smith on the right wing with 9 and 8 and 7 on the shot clock. Smith working on right, started in, backs up, got an open look, and hits the three. Pretty nice move right there by Javon Smith. He had Wright going toward the basket, and when he got him going that direction, he stepped back and then buried the shot from distance. Robertson tries to drive in and has it rejected out of bounds. Ryan Arrowwood pleading, where's the foul? Out near almost the midcourt line. See who they called that foul on. Hadn't popped up yet on the live stats. Inbounds comes in to Copus, to Robertson, and now to Johnson. Back to Copus. Lets a 3-ball fly. In and out. That ball pinballed out of there and was rebounded by Smith. I still don't see who they credited that last foul to. Here is Brooks underneath. Pulls up his dribble. He can't get away from right. And finally, he turns and shoots and puts it up and in. That is now 10 first-half points for Eli Brooks, and Campbellsville has fought back to take the lead. 25-23. 5:50 and counting left in this first half. Here's Robertson on the left wing. Being hounded by Tavion Smith. He gets it off to Wright. Wright might have got away with steps. Brent Vernon thought he did. And Rio will throw it away in the backcourt, and that'll be a violation and a turnover. Get a substitution in. Eli Roberts is back for Rio. Is he the only one that came in the game? Nope, you got Tyshae Epps back in for Campbellsville. He took the inbounds pass and now gives it up out front to Milburn. Milburn goes to Vale. 10 on the shot clock. Epps on the right wing, looks underneath for Milburn. Milburn in traffic, loses it out of bounds, off his leg. It'll be Rio basketball. Get a substitution back in as Dalton Kramer returns for Campbellsville. I didn't ask any of the Campbellsville folks if Matt Payton is still their broadcast voice. I have a younger brother named Matthew, and Matt Payton and I met years ago. Great guy, good broadcaster. I'm not sure if he's still at Campbellsville or not, but Matt, if you are and you're listening, hope you're well, my friend. Rio basketball out front. Fox knocked away again, and it ends up in the hands of Milburn. Milburn will go to Javon Smith. He's got it out between the rings. Looks to Brooks on the left side. Brooks pulls up his dribble. Finding Kramer, now back to Brooks. Brooks driving, cut off at the right elbow. Goes to Kramer. Kramer working on Copus, spinning and shooting. He left it short. Milburn, though, is there with his big 6'8" frame to follow and put it up and in. He's a senior out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. Robertson on the left wing. Sends it to Roberts. Now back to Robertson. To Roberts. Roberts got away from Milburn. Throws up a jumper off glass. No good. And a late call that ignites almost in unison everybody on the Campbellsville bench to rise up. I think they said that was on Rob Riggs. No, it's on Jay Milburn. His second, and it's the team's third. We got a timeout on the floor with 4:09 to play here in the opening half. Campbellsville 27, Rio Grande 23. Back for more from the Bevo Francis Classic after this. Hawthorne. 4:09 to play here in the opening half. Campbellsville 27, Rio Grande 23. Randy Payton, happy to have you along. We've got more Rio basketball coming for you next week here on our Stretch Internet portal. Tuesday night, the Red Storm will, in men's play, host Mount Vernon. And then there's a long story that I won't tell, but the women will play Mount Vernon on Wednesday afternoon. And you might say, why are they coming on different dates and not playing a doubleheader? Long story that I won't get into, but we've got basketball on Tuesday and Wednesday. Eli Roberts at the line for Rio. He put it up and he put it in. That's his first free throw attempt of the year. And the second one rattles in and out and then back in. So he hit them both. Has 6 in the game. It ties his career high, the freshman from South Webster. Real good chance to set a new career high today. Kramer feeds underneath to Jones. His pass deflected, picked off by Epps. He finds Kramer, who put it up no. Followed by Brooks, wouldn't go. He essentially had a dunk that wouldn't go down. Missed it, and Copas has a rebound for Rio. Chance to tie with a deuce or take the lead with a 3. Here's Copas driving, shooting, and hitting, and we're tied. Copas has 5. His dad, one of those that was honored prior to the start of the game, they're returning Hall of Fame members, Nathan Copas, along with his dad's coach, Earl Thomas. There were a handful of Hall of Famers that came back. Here's Brooks, cut off, feeds Parker Jones, and he puts up a shot no good, and Eli Roberts will be whistled for the foul, his first and the team's second. And it will send Parker Jones, a 6'6" grad student out of Russellville, Kentucky, to the free throw line. He averages 3.6 points, 1.9 rebounds, 1.3 assists. He is now 13 of 22 from the free throw line this season, as his first one is up and no good. He'll get one more. 3 bounces, bends the knees, a right-hander fires, and put it up and in. So he goes 1 of 2. And he gives the Tigers a lead back at 28-27. And Copas turns it over. Brooks came up with a steal. He lost it, but he got it back. He gives to Epps, who in turn goes to Kramer. Skip it into the corner, and now it's in the hands of Brooks. He's driving, muscling along on Trey Robertson, put it up no, and Eli Roberts, the rebound for Rio. 2.5 to play in the half. Tigers by 1. Here's Robertson. Open is Roberts for a 3. Back iron, wouldn't go. Rebound fought for and controlled by Campbellsville. Taken away by Eli Brooks. That's Epps directing traffic as he crosses the timeline. He gives it up to Jones out front. Now to Brooks on the left wing extended. Brooks gives up his dribble. Back to Epps as we hit 10 on the shot clock. Here's Epps driving, dumping. Underneath was Jones. He put it up. No good. He had a point-blank look and couldn't get it to go down. To Rio, the opportunity to get the lead back as we hit 1:48 and counting here in this opening half. Robertson to Copas. Copas trying a little shimmy and shake on Epps. Still trying. He's into the lane now. Gives it up. Robertson has it with 4 and 3. Little runner from the left side. No good. And the ball rebounded by Kramer for Campbellsville. He runs it up the right side into the front court. Promptly tried to hand it to Javon Smith, but Jalen Fox knocks it out of bounds. Rob Briggs will check in. Out will go Brooks. Tavion Smith will check in, and we say so long for the moment to Taisha Epps. Tavion Smith will inbound. Got it into Jones. Jones in turn goes to Kramer. Now back on the right side, it's Smith. Top of the key, that's Briggs. Smith with 15 on the shot clock. Briggs to Kramer. Kramer driving into the lane. Cut off, trying to elude Jalen Johnson. He'll give it up in the corner. They've got 4, 3, and 2. Kramer throws up a prayer from the right wing. No good. Fox has the rebound. Hands to Robertson. Under a minute to go in the half. Trey Robertson, reverse layup, won't go. And there might have been a goaltending. Somebody got up into the net And that will be a goaltend. Count the bucket for Trey Robertson. His first points of the night, and Rio regains the lead. 29-28. And now a 30-second timeout taken by Campbellsville. Want to let you know that at halftime, we will chat with Rio Grande head coach David Smalley. I'm not sure if he'll have players or not. Didn't get a chance to talk to him after the game because of the Hall of Fame introductions. And ran into him before heading up here, and he's going to join us. Well, I mentioned earlier about my old buddy Matt Payton, if he was in fact still the voice of Campbellsville, and he has sent me a email and says he is in fact. Bummed that he didn't get to make the trip. Well, I'm bummed that I didn't get to see you. He says he'll be back at the Powell Center for the women this coming weekend. So he is in fact tuned in, and he thank you for the update that it is Rob Briggs and not Ray Briggs. Matt's a good guy, as we said, and Campbellsville folks lucky to have him. 48.4 seconds to play in this opening half. And it will be the aforementioned Rob Briggs who inbounds the ball. Gets it off to Tavion Smith. Smith back to Briggs. Here is Javon Smith. Goes to Marcellus Vale, who splits a couple of defenders and lays it up and in. And now a Campbellsville 30-29 lead, and we get a timeout taken by Rio Grande. It will come with 18.6 seconds left. It'll be a 30. We'll keep it right here. As we said, we will be joined by Rio Grande women's head coach David Smalley. He has made the trek up. I tell him every day as we get older that those steps get higher. And we appreciate him coming up to talk about his team's big win tonight, or earlier today, over Lewis Clark State, 81-73, the aforementioned. All right, out of the timeout in the front court, Jalen Fox will enter. He tosses it in back court. Kopus goes to Robertson in traffic, driving, all kinds of contact. He missed the shot. They get the rebound, trying to beat the horn. Here's Kramer. They're going to call a foul, or are they going to talk about it? They say foul, or did he fall down? Time has expired. And the officials go over. They're going to check the replay. I think they're trying to determine whether he was fouled. Here's what we have. And that is Precious Little. It looked to me like he just fell down. I didn't see anything that would indicate foul, but they are going over to the monitor to see if they can make that decision. I don't know that they had enough to make a decision. They might be telling the clock operator, yeah, they're going to put 1.3 seconds on the clock. Yeah, but did they call a foul on anybody? If you're going to put time on the clock and give Campbellsville the ball, wasn't there a foul? They're still back over looking at the video. Here's Kramer at the horn for three in the corner, and it's no good. Well, that's always the message you want. Hey, we got to restart the first half. Got problems. Yeah, we had, and I guess a long day will only get longer for yours truly, but that'll happen later tonight. Halftime here at the Newt Oliver Arena. Campbellsville 30, the University of Rio Grande 29. We will step aside. When we come back, we'll talk women's basketball with Rio head coach David Smalley. His team knocked off 7th ranked and previously undefeated Lewis Clark State earlier tonight. And we'll chat about it when we return to the Newt after this.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Halftime here at the Newt Oliver Arena as we try to blow the speakers at halftime. 30-29, Campbellsville with the lead. Joined now by Rio head coach David Smalley, the Rio women's team, who earlier today knocked off previously undefeated and 7th-ranked Lewis Clark State 81-73. We talked right before we started during the break. Huge win for you guys, and perhaps maybe the biggest win in the program's history.
Well, Randy, I've been here 34 years, and you would think I would remember something like this, but I don't think we've beaten a top 10 team. So at this point, until somebody proves me wrong, that's what we're going to say. And yes, that's a big win. And you know, and I question myself as to whether or not we should be playing them, but you know, the makeup of being in the top 25, which we had been for 30-some straight weeks, and then this year, because we had such a big graduating class that only returned 4 players, I think everybody kind of wrote us off. Everybody just said, hey, you're not going to be like you have been. And Coach Bias is just a phenomenal recruiter. My staff and Coach Darnell and Coach Willingham and Coach Gordon, everybody does a great job. And the recruits that we brought in with 4 returning players, 3 transfers, and started out with 7 freshmen, had me kind of scratching my head a little bit, like as to where are we and what you know, how good are we going to be? And the early going, it just seemed like, well, you know, it's going to take us a while. And I'm thinking, if it's a year from now, then I'll be okay with that. Well, these young ladies, they got the chemistry. They're all business when it comes time for the officials to tip that ball up. And the record shows the first 4 games on the road averaged 101.5 points a game. Then this Bevo, we beat Governor State 80-something to
84-62.
Thank you. And then of course, this win tonight with 81-73 against number 7 Lewis Clark State. These kids, they're the real deal. And we just they just play hard. They play like they have Teflon wearing Teflon vests because they don't get frustrated. But I got some out there now are participating in the half-court top of the key shooting. So it's been a privilege. It's been an honor. I think this may be the best defensive team I've had in my tenure here. So, and they can put the ball in the hole too. So that's a good combination.
You know, for me, it's kind of nice to see some of those kids who are back from the team last year that while they participated and they were part of the club, they really didn't get all of the media notes and the kudos. And I guess the two that I'm pointing at are Marley Grinstead and Maria Garcia Perez, who have both been excellent through the first 6 games of this season.
They have, and then you throw in Peyton Johnson and Josie Graves. And, you know, last year they basically all were in a role-playing situation because of the dynamics of the elders that we had. But guess what? It's just like Coach Carter said.
Next person up.
Next person up. And those 4 have done a tremendous job. I'm really proud of Josie. She's come out of her little shell, and she can take any post player off the bounce as she showed here tonight. Peyton is just unbelievable. She's our best defensive player, and she's hitting the 3, and it's just all with confidence. And then you mentioned MGP. She's leading the country in assists. Over 10. She had 9 yesterday, and
I think she had
10 or 11
more today.
Yeah. So, she had 11 assists today. And then, of course, Marley Grinstead. Marley, all throughout her career, played role-playing positions with a lot of great players.
Yep.
She has stepped into it. She's a captain, so is Peyton. And I'm telling you, she was MVP of this Bevo tournament for all the right reasons. And I believe MGP was also all-tournament. And then Allie Ellison. Allie Ellison is the future. She is a freshman that, reminds me of Asia Williams, but maybe just a little more veteran, a little more seasoned as a scorer, as a freshman than Asia.
I didn't get a chance to see her play in person until you guys played here last night, and through 2 games, she doesn't look like a freshman.
No.
I mean, she doesn't have a problem one bit getting in the mix underneath the basket, going at other people, and she's been very productive as well through these first 6.
You're right. And then you add Sophia Klein, transfer, long, athletic, 6'1", a little over 6'1", maybe. And she's a great shooter, and we finally got her to start shooting a little perimeter shot, but she can score around the basket, and she just keeps getting better and better and better every day. Alyssa Baker from Marietta can shoot the 3 extremely well, and she's had games where she can come in and just kind of like Vinnie Johnson, the microwave back in the day, and she can heat up. Emma Clary from South Gallia. Now, Emma's battling back from a hip injury, but I'm saying she's about 90%, and she's doing some great things. And she claims herself as a small forward, and I said, girl, ain't nothing small about you. You a big-time forward, big-time player. And then Kate Ball from Chesapeake. We didn't shoot the 3 well tonight, and we didn't shoot it well yesterday. But with Kate Ball shooting the 3, she doesn't have a conscience. She will let it fire, and I love that. And at halftime, we were, I don't know, I'm guessing here 2 for maybe 10. I said keep shooting, because I knew in order to beat this Lewis and Clark State, we're going to have to hit some 3s. So I was pleased with their abilities and their production, and they're just great kids. And Randy, put on the seatbelt, and I think we're in for another good ride.
The thing about it is, and obviously it's early in the season and you haven't won a championship or anything like that yet, but you guys, I know in talking to you prior to the season starting, I can guarantee you while you have a lot of faith in the kids and all that, I don't think there's anybody on that staff that ever dreamed you'd be 6-0 in the first 6 games.
No, and I'll be honest. I'm thinking the best situation we could be after the Bevo would be 5-1, and then I'm thinking, okay, if we're 4-2, I'm going to be okay with that as well. Knowing that we had to go to Coastal Georgia, who's a pretty good team. I knew Carolina was going to be okay. And then team we played in Tennessee, Milligan's perennial, year in, year out, and playing at their place.
Yep.
So, Coastal Georgia and Milligan could have been a couple L's, and then I figured, well, Bevo, if we get a split at Bevo, I'd be happy. So to be, what are we, 6-0?
6-0.
6-0 and clicking on all cylinders, and I like where we are, but Coach Bias made a comment, we just got to get back into the laboratory and keep working on things such as shooting threes and rebounding. We didn't do a great job rebounding. We gave up 9 offensive rebounds, and they scored out of 6 of those offensive rebounds. So, we still got things to improve on and to get better at. And if we just keep that worker's mentality and just keep working, the sky's the limit for this group, and I'm pretty proud and pleased of where we are right now.
One more thing before I let you go, a little Wednesday afternoon matinee before Turkey Day, and Mount Vernon will provide the opposition, and over the years, Mount Vernon's had a pretty good program.
Mount Vernon is a very, very good program in the Crossroads, which, our schedule reflects playing a lot of teams that are in the ARC, are always talked about, and playing teams in the Crossroads and the Chicagoland where Governor State's from only helps us in our arc. And, my memory of Mount Vernon is Aaliyah Kreitz. That's a name that you remember. She basically tore her plantar fasciitis up there. That's been several years ago, and they come back and beat us up there. And ever since then, we've been playing every year, and we've had success with them, but they've got a couple of transfers. They got a transfer from Ashland University that's they're just putting up a lot of big numbers. So it's a good program. The good thing is we have them at home, and you're right, it's on Wednesday, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it's just another one of those puzzle pieces. We got to have it. I think we got to have it in order to keep building our resume for the ARC and then staying in the top 25.
It's the middle of the week. Afternoon games usually don't happen at that point, but it's a holiday week as well. A lot of people are off, and boy, you'd like to see a lot of folks in here on Wednesday.
If you're interested in watching basketball, these ladies are fun to watch, and it's up and down. And, I'd have to do some mathematical computations here, but we got to be in the mid-90s on average. And even though the last 2 games we've been in the low 80s, but we had first 4 games were 101.5. So I know that's going to go down, but we got to be in the 90s. I'm sure of that. So it's fun basketball. It's we had a great crowd here tonight. The men have a great crowd, and the men are doing well. So good basketball. It's right here in our back door. So come and see us. And if you want to bring a group or bring a team, or if you just want to go out and get a bunch of family members, give us a call. We'll make things happen and get you in the door and let you have some fun in the process.
Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thanks, Randy. Appreciate it.
All right, that's head coach David Smalley, University of Rio Grande. They win earlier today over Lewis Clark State, 81-73. Halftime of the men's game, Campbellsville by 1. When we come back, we'll have second half action from the Newt. It's the 42nd annual Bevo Francis Classic from Video Productions.
We believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
time here at the Newt Oliver Arena. Campbellsville 30, Rio Grande 29. As we talked with David Smalley, and we were going to go over some of the stats here in the first half, but I guess they had issues on the table, and they are down there now desperately trying to get things straightened out, even as the halftime clock ticks down to 20. They're down there watching video, trying to make up as much of it here at the half as possible. Alyssa Sullivan, Yassine Hussein, I can't thank them enough for the work that they do down there on the table. Allows me to be up here. And while we're thanking people, again, Butch Mounts, Josh Bowman, his son Luke, Jason Filiaw earlier today, who is one of the best play-by-play voices, I think, around here in the Tri-State. He did the first two games of the Bevo. Ben Westfall was here yesterday, did a fine job. And we appreciate you folks, wherever you might be, for dialing us up. We've got one more half of basketball, and it is underway. Taisha Epps had it. Now it's Milburn, right side three. Off the side of the rim, no, and it's rebounded by Rio and Jalen Johnson. Trey Robertson on the right wing. Sends it off out front to Fox. Now to Copas. Copas tried to drive the left side. Got cut off by Kramer. He gives to Roberts. Roberts goes right back to him. Copas to the basket. Rejected by Eli Brooks. And rebounded by Eli Brooks. They look into the corner. Brooks lets fly with a three. It's no good. And Copas has the rebound for Rio. Campbellsville by one, nearly a minute into this second half of action. Final game on the final day of the Bevo Francis Classic. Here's Fox. Shoots over top of Smith and buries it. Jalen Fox sends Rio back in front at 31-30. Back and forth we go. Here's Milburn at the top of the key. Hands it off to Kramer. Kramer lets one go with the right hand as he flies through the lane, and he put it up and in. And there might have been, I don't know if there was some chirping after that basket. They stopped play momentarily. And I guess we're ready to resume. 18-28 to play in the ball game. 32 Campbellsville, 31 Rio Grande. Had some really good games in this two-day tournament. Classic, not really a tournament setup. Here's Johnson on the left wing. Top of the key, it goes to Robertson. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Hands to Roberts, 7, 6, and 5. Roberts back to Robertson. He looks for an open Johnson out front for three. He got fouled by Dalton Kramer. He threw up a three from the top of the key with 1 on the shot clock. And Kramer trying to get out there to get a hand in his face. Got a hand on his arm instead. And Jalen Johnson will go to the line to shoot 3. On the season, he is 6 out of 10 for 60%. Redshirt senior out of Fairmont, West Virginia, averaging 11 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 1.2 assists per contest. His first free throw is up and is in. Reties the game at 32. Now he tries to put Rio back in front. Second one good. And now one more coming. Senior trying to go 3 for 3. Bends the knees, the right-hander fires, and his shot is true. So he hit them all 3, and Rio leads by 2. 34-32. Just under 18 minutes to play in the ball game. Milburn on the right wing. Out front finds Brooks. Brooks to Smith underneath Milburn. Layup good. Easy peasy right there for the Tigers. And we begin anew, tied at 34. On the right wing, Johnson trying to elude Brooks. Got into the lane, found Roberts. His jumper good. That right there gives Eli Roberts a new career high. Of course, early in his career. But nonetheless, he's now got 8. Freshman from nearby South Webster, Ohio. He's a former Jeep. Jay Milburn on the inside. Ties it up again. Here's Robertson on the other end. Into the lane, found Roberts. Now back to Robertson. He'll back it out between the rings. Looks to the left, goes to Copas. Back to Robertson. Let's fly with a 3. It is short. It's rebounded by Milburn for the Tigers. Here they come on the run. That's Javon Smith. He goes to Epps and now to Milburn out front. Back to Smith. And to Epps. He lobs for Milburn, who turns and faces the basket. They're down to 15 on the shot clock. Here's a 3 out front put up by Epps. No good. Milburn got the rebound, went up with it. Knocked to the ground. No call. Rio the other way. Here's Copas. Off to Johnson. Johnson driving in on Smith. He's cut off. He goes to Fox out front. Now to Robertson. Robertson driving. Cut off. Finds Roberts. Jumper. Good. Eli Roberts having a coming out party here on this Saturday afternoon. His jumper sends Rio in front 38-36, and the Red Storm call a timeout. Is it a 30 or a full? It is a 30, so we'll keep it right here. Eli Roberts now with 10 points in the game. He came in averaging 3.6, 3.4 rebounds, and 1.4 assists. Well, that's not a good thing. I don't know if they're keeping the second half stats. And then plan to enter them later. I know they were having problems at halftime. Of course, this also could be my computer. Alyssa Sullivan, I'll give her credit. She has sat at that computer for every game of this tournament. It ain't easy, folks. As I like to say, if it was easy, everybody would do it. Hard to find anybody to do anything anymore. Here's Brooks out of the timeout, driving away from Fox. He shoots over top of him, missed off the front of the iron. Fox taps the rebound out front, and Johnson ran it down for Rio. Red Storm by 2 with 15:35 to play in the ball game. Here is Fox. Pull-up jumper over top of Smith, and he put it up and in. Jalen Fox now with 8 points. And that might be Rio's largest lead of the game at 4 points. And a steal. Here's Fox. Dunk time. Six-point lead. Excuse me. Got all choked up over it. On the other end, count the bucket for Parker Jones. Nice move, and he's fouled. Didn't hear who they whistled the foul on. It's a media timeout, so we'll take it. Maybe we'll learn. We'll come back in a moment. Rio leading by 6. This is the Bevo Francis Classic. As you look at Fox come away with the steal and the slam, we're back with more in a moment.
You hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails. Fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
14:55 to play in the ball game as we come out of the timeout. It will be Parker Jones. Apparently that last foul was on Jalen Fox. His first, the team's first, and Jones will try to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. The graduate student out of Russellville, Kentucky. Misses, and Rio has the rebound. Jalen Johnson comes away with it. So the lead stays at 4 as we tick down toward 14 and a half minutes to play in the ball game. Rio women came up with a big win against an undefeated opponent earlier today, and the men trying to do the same in the finale. Robertson is it to Sinchishan, who checked in. He turns and shoots, put it up, no. And it's rebounded by Jones for Campbellsville. There's Kramer on the right wing in front of his own bench, and he sends it out front to Tavion Smith, who has checked in. Spinning is Kramer, shooting over Kopus off glass. He put it up and in. Dalton Kramer now with 7. He came in averaging 18.3. So Rio has kept him pretty quiet. And they enjoy now a 2-point lead. Here is Kopus spinning. Got away from Kramer. Reverse layup, good. Nice move by Branson Kopus. The lead back to 4 at 44-40. Lobbing underneath. Jones trying to feed Milburn does. He shoots over Sinchishan. Tried to tap in the miss. Did Jones. He got the own rebound. They put it up, no good. Another long rebound. Tapped out, controlled by Tavion Smith. Driving Kramer. He got around him, but it's blocked by Fox. Kramer wanted a foul. Here's Robertson for 3. Good. He leaned into it. Campbellsville wants a timeout. You had the block on the other end, and then watch Robertson lean into that 3 and hit nothing but the bottom of the well, and Campbellsville a timeout with 13:02 to play in the game. And Rio leading by 7. Again, we want to remind the folks that follow Rio on a consistent basis that we've got men's basketball on Tuesday night here at the Newt. It's a 6 o'clock tip-off. It'll be a 5:45 airtime for us as the Red Storm entertain the Cougars of Mount Vernon Nazarene. And then those two schools will get right back at it on Wednesday afternoon and play a little basketball before we go into Turkey Day break. Tigers will inbound as we hit 13 minutes and counting left in the ball game. Tavion Smith out front. Goes to Vale, who got Fox way up in the air, drives around him, now turns and shoots in the lane, no good. And the rebound is out of bounds off of Milburn. Yep, he and Jones collided, and it ended up deflecting off of Milburn out of bounds. It'll be Rio basketball. Red Storm by 7 with 12:45 and counting left in the game. Robertson across the timeline, blows past Tavion Smith and lays it up and in. 9-point lead. That is the largest of the night, or the afternoon, I can tell you that. Kramer to Vale, and then Vale tried to go into the corner to Javon Smith, and Fox deflected it into the stands. (49-40). Red Storm by 9 with 12:22 to play in the contest. Kramer with a left-hand dribble, sends it off left side to Vale. Couple of dribbles in, he finds Brooks in the lane. Brooks, one dribble, now give it up for a Milburn three from the left side. No good. Tap by Tavion Smith, wouldn't go. He ends up with the ball again, goes to Milburn, and Milburn gave it right back to him. Around a Milburn screen, which could have been called moving. He lost it, but he got it back, did Smith. He feeds Milburn. Milburn finding Kramer for an open three on the left side. The circuitous pass around the ring and out. And Rio the rebound, trying to build upon a 9-point lead with 11:40 and counting left in the ball game. Out front is James Wright, who has checked in. He spins in the lane, got away with a travel, and put it up and in. Or like I said on the broadcast last night, I don't know what constitutes a travel anymore. I guess it's a travel when they call it. But nonetheless, it's an 11-point lead for Rio. In the corner, Kramer for three over top of Robertson, and he put it up and in. 51-43, he got him back. Did Kramer to within 8 as we go under 11 to play in the ball game. Here's Robertson into the lane, stopping, popping, tried to bank it in, wouldn't go. Rebound Vale. Vale had it taken away by Johnson, but Johnson's going to be whistled for the personal foul, and Ryan Arrowwood ain't happy about it. Here's the replay of it. You make the call. He looked like he took it right out of his hands, but not in the eyes of the officiating crew. Johnson picks up his first. The team picks up its second. 10:40 left in the game. Rio by 8, Campbellsville basketball. Milburn to Brooks. Now to Kramer for another three. That one won't go. Milburn had to rebound and loses it out of bounds, but they'll say that Sinchishan knocked it out. Ryan Arrowwood looked like he was trying to check into the game. He was out at the X and now gets back in his box. Inbounds to Milburn, and he goes up and dunks it. Milburn has 10, 6-point ball game. 51-45, Rio in the lead. Right side, that's Jalen Johnson. Up high, Kuba Sinchishan. Left side, James Wright. Trey Robertson, 3-ball airborne. Bullseye! Robertson makes it a 9-point lead, 54-45. Vale to Smith, now to Kramer, now Brooks. Brooks had it poked away from behind by Jalen Fox. Campbellsville will maintain possession. That should get us to a media timeout. And in fact, it will. It comes with 9:40 to play in the ball game. As you look at Robertson, dial long distance. 54-45. Red Storm in front by 9, and we'll return to the Newt Oliver Arena in a moment. .40 to play in the ball game. Rio Grande 54, Campbellsville 45. Randy Payton, happy to have you along. Problems down below with our stat crew, but you folks at Campbellsville, I promise, we'll get it straight. That's what I love about the Bevo Francis Classic. If the day's not long enough, it'll get long with what you have to take care of when all is said and done. Oh, woe is me. Inbounds comes into Milburn. He turns and shoots with the right hand and put it up and in. Milburn's got 8.5 and 12 in the game. And it's 54-47. James Wright, way up high on the right side. Doesn't even dribble it. He gives it up to Roberts. Now to Copas on the left side. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Robertson straight away. Has a double team. He finds Roberts open. Roberts underneath. Found Fox. Fox kicks it out to Copas for three. Side of the iron. Won't go. Rebound. Tapped and played on the near side here by Fox. Keeps it alive and refreshes for the moment the shot clock. Here's Robertson driving. He got away from Vale. He put up the jumper. No good. Fox taps it to Roberts. No good. Fox again taps it out, but this time Vale runs it down. Vale goes ahead to Brooks. And now to Milburn out front between the circles. Milburn lobbing underneath to Brooks. He's got a matchup advantage against Copas. He sends it out, though, to Milburn for three on the left wing, and it's up and in. And Jay Milburn has all of a sudden caught fire, and it's 54-50. Right side, Copas on the baseline right, driving, cut off by Brooks. He twists and turns and contorts his body to get off a shot. No good, but he's fouled. I did not hear who that was on. It was his third. Unless it was Milburn. They've called precious few fouls in this game. I'll give it to Milburn, his third, team second. Here's James Wright. Free throw, good. It got about every piece of the iron that it could before it dropped through, but as the great Tim Brando broadcaster, as he says, the iron kind to one James Wright. One more free throw for the junior out of Detroit, Michigan. It's up and in. He has 10. Rio's lead is 6, 56-50, as we approach 8 minutes to play in the ball game. Underneath, Jones runs into a double team to Brooks, to Epps, and now to Vale. Vale going to hand it back to Brooks. He's going to make a move to the basket. He puts up a jumper and left it short, and Wright has a rebound. Rio basketball with a 6-point lead and 7:40 on a turning clock here in the second half. Robertson dribbling with the left hand, directing traffic with the right. He asks for a Fox screen, gets it, now tries to use it to his ability. Gives it up to Fox. 7 on the shot clock. Fox, a fadeaway jumper. Off the iron, no. Wright gets the rebound, feeds Senchishin. And now to Roberts, and they'll reset it. Here's Robertson driving, shooting over Vale for three. No good. Rebounded by Jones for Campbellsville. He outlets to Epps. Epps ahead, finds Brooks, and he lays it up and in. Eli Brooks' first points of the second half. Gets his team with in 4 at 56-52. Right side, James Wright. Working on Brooks, spinning into the lane, and had his shot blocked by Brooks, and then Brooks loses it out of bounds, trying to rebound it. 10 on the shot clock, 6:36 to play in the game. Javon Smith, Rob Riggs. Check in for Brent Vernon's Tigers. Rio will inbound with Fox standing on the O in Red Storm. Senchishin tried to kick it out. Jones took it away. Here's Smith to Jones for the dunk. Parker Jones has 5, and it's a 2-point ball game. They turn turnovers into points. Now Rio with a possession as they try to hang on to the lead. Fox tried to feed it underneath, and it's kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with Rio. 6:12 to play in the game. Jalen Johnson will check back in. Eli Roberts will return as well, as Fox and Centurion take a seat. Inbounds into right. Out front, Kopus. Now to Roberts. He lost the ball, but he got it back to Robertson to Kopus. Kopus spinning. Cut off. Out front. Wide open 3 for Johnson. Back of the iron would not go. Does he follow his shot? It looked like it went off his foot. And the ricochet played by Vail. Here's Campbellsville, a chance to tie or take the lead. Wasn't all that long ago that Rio led by 9. In the lane, there's Vail, and he's going to be fouled on the ground. And we got another media timeout before they announce who the foul's on. Timeout on the floor, 5:41 to play in the ball game. Rio 56, Campbellsville 54. We've got another thriller here in the new Oliver Arena, and we'll come back with more in a moment.
We believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success. And we can't wait to be a part of your story.
Came back a little bit early. We're back to action. Campbellsville trying to tie it or take the lead. Epps out front with it. Epps driving on James Wright. Looked like he might have drug his foot, put up a shot, no good, and instead of a travel, he's going to pick up a foul and go to the free throw line. James Wright, the guilty party. His first, team's third. And Epps will go to the stripe trying to tie it up. And oddly enough, Ty-Shay Epps has not attempted a free throw this year. Graduate out of Lebanon, Kentucky, averaging just under 3 points, just over a rebound, and 2 assists per game. Free throw, good. (56-55). 5:29 to play in the game. Epps trying to knot it up. One bounce, takes aim, put it up. Looked like it was going to be strong when it come out of his hands, but it nestles in the hoop, and we begin anew. Tied at 56. Kopus between the rings. Bounces to Roberts up high on the left side. He in turn hands to Robertson. Trey on the move, gives to Jalen Johnson. Johnson trying to drive on Vail and throws it away. He had 2 players within arm's reach of picking that pass off, but neither one of them looking for it. And by the time they had a chance to react to it, the ball was past them. So now Campbellsville a chance to take the lead as we go under 5 minutes to play in regulation. Epps finds Jones underneath. He missed the dunk. He missed the dunk, but Rio throws it away. Roberts had to rebound, and his outlet pass ticked away and stolen by Smith. There's Jones out front. Rob Briggs working on Johnson. He's cut off. He has to get rid of it. He sends it out front to Epps. They're down to 10 on the shot clock. Epps trying to move away from Roberts. He does, and he buries a three. And with 4:23 left in the game, Campbellsville has come back to take a 3-point lead. Here's Johnson to Roberts to Robertson. Robertson driving. Robertson into the lane, into the land of the Giants. He had it blocked. They don't call a foul. There's a block. It goes off of Robertson, out of bounds, and the possession will be with Campbellsville. And that might be another media timeout. It comes with 4:01 to play in the game. We got a new leader in the clubhouse. It's the Tigers. They lead Rio by 3. It's the Bevo Francis Classic from Video Productions.
Before you hit the Hatfield-McCoy trails, fuel up the way West Virginians do at Little General Stores. We're proud to be part of your ride. Rooted in West Virginia and built for the back roads. Little General Stores. Fuel your adventure the West Virginia way.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.
4 minutes and 1 second to play in the ball game, and Campbellsville has fought its way back. Tigers like to claw you, and they have clawed their way back to a 3-point lead. And with that 3-point lead, they'll look to add to it. Rob Briggs will inbound, and Ty Shea Epps will pick it up and bring it across the timeline as he dribbles with his right hand. Johnson picks him up. Now out front, that's Vale. Vale working on Copas. Driving in. Copas puts the hand up. Shot up good. First points of the second half for Marcellus Vale. And it's 61-56. Rio doesn't need a three. They need a bucket. Here's Copas into the lane. Off to Sinchishan. Kuba on the drive into the lane. Working on Parker Jones. Trying to back him down. Shooting in the lane and good. Kuba Sinchishan's first field goal of the night. And it gets Rio within 3 at 61-58. On the other end is Epps. Nobody cut him off, and he laid it up and in. (63-58). Campbellsville in front. Johnson for a 3-ball. No good. Follow your shot, young man. Rob Briggs has a rebound. 5-point lead for the Tigers, now down to 2.5 to play. Time running out on Rio. They need a defensive stop here in the most desperate way. Here's a pull-up jumper, and it's good for 3. And Ty Shea Epps runs to the other end of the floor, and half the Campbellsville bench went with him. Now, what's up with that? The referees are going to talk about it. I don't know if we're going to get a technical foul whistled. He makes it an 8-point game by drilling the 3, and then he heads to the other end of the gym. And look, they come flying off of the Campbellsville bench, and they're talking it over. They may end up getting teed up for this. I'm not sure. We will, in fact, stay here. Big three ball by Tyshae Epps. He hadn't scored in the ball game, and then in the last couple of minutes has scored 10 points and hit 2 key three-pointers. And now they're going down to, well, the video's on the other end, isn't it? .214 to play in the ball game. They are checking out something on the video. That might be to see who left the bench. I can tell you who left the bench. Almost everybody on it. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not a referee, but this could result in technical fouls. Or it could. Wow. You thought with all the effort they put into it that something was going to come out of it, and apparently nothing's going to come out of it. Nonetheless, it is now an 8-point lead. Rio led 49-40, and they've been outscored 26-9 since then. Here's Sinchishan driving. Put it up, no, and he draws a foul with 2:03 left. I think it's going to be on Kramer. No, it's on Rob Riggs. His second and the team's third. If I am keeping this correctly, and again, I don't have the live stats to check on, Campbellsville's only been whistled for 6 fouls tonight. And I guess I can shut up because if I'm correct on the other side, Rio's only been whistled for 5. Amazing. Sinchishan at the free throw line. Up and in. Rio's got to do something now offensively on every possession that it has it. We have reached DEFCON. One more for Sinchishan. That's up and in. So it's a 2-possession game as we hit 2 minutes to play. 66-60. Tigers in front. They rallied yesterday to defeat West Virginia Tech, and they're trying to see if lightning will strike twice. Epps throws it into the first row of the bleachers. Trying to connect with Rob Riggs. Briggs couldn't get there in time. Epps goes down, looks at his elbow, but he's no worse for the wear. And with 1:48 left, Rio down 6 will have the basketball. Here on the near sideline, Kramer will check back in. Epps will check out. Johnson inbounds to Fox. Rio needs points. Whether it comes from beyond the arc or not, they need points. Here's Kopus driving, looking. 3-ball Johnson. Off the iron, no good. And then the rebound is tapped out of bounds by Kopus. 1:33 left in the game. Milburn checks back in. He replaces Jones. And Epps will replace Javon Smith. 1:33 to play in the game. Rio down 6. Kramer trying to battle Robertson to get the ball up the floor. He does, and he hands it off to Epps. 20 on the shot clock. They can run it down if they so choose to almost a minute. Here's Epps. Kramer's open. He fires the 3. It's offline, and Fox has the rebound. 1:09 to play in the game. Again, Rio needs points. Here's Robertson. To Sinchishan. Jumper good. (66-62). And nearly a turnover as the ball's knocked out of bounds with 59.9 to play. Ryan Arrowwood pleading his case to one of the officials. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but the delay gives the Tigers an opportunity to get Javon Smith into the game and get Rob Riggs to the bench. 59.9 to play. And they struggle to get it in, but they do. And then Kramer's fouled with 58.3. And I think it's going to be Johnson. Nope, it's going to be on Fox. So they'll inbound again. Comes into Kramer. Kramer double team, throws it behind him to Vale, and Vale's fouled behind by Johnson. That is team foul number 6, so they're not in the bonus yet. One more foul will get them there. And then you got to hope they miss. 54.6 seconds left. Vale triggers it into Kramer. Kramer in the backcourt. Crosses the timeline. 45 seconds to play. Rio apparently isn't going to foul, so they need a defensive stop. They're down to 15 on the shot clock. Milburn to Vale. Vale out front. Goes to Epps. Epps lobs to Milburn in the lane. He kicks it out to Kramer. 5, 4, and 3. Here's a Kramer jumper around the ring and out. 25 seconds left. Johnson got the rebound. Rio has the ball. You got to get points. You got to get them quick. Robertson got away with a travel. He finds Fox. Fox to Senchishin. Time running out. Senchishin turns and shoots. Misses badly. Kramer has the rebound and will be fouled with 9 seconds left. Rio needed quick points, and the ball ended up going around the perimeter. A foul whistled, and that'll put the Tigers into the bonus, and it'll give them a chance to stick the dagger in the heart of the Red Storm. We mentioned the 2 Rio losses by 5 points combined, and barring something miraculous, it's going to be another nail-biting defeat. That would drop them to 3-3 and keep Campbellsville perfect at 9-0. 1 in bonus for Kramer, who we mentioned is straight cash money, and he misses a free throw. Rebounded by Rio, down to 8 seconds. Here's Fox, got to get a 3 up. He does. It's off the back iron, no good. It's rebounded by Jones. Time will expire, and Campbellsville rallies from a 9-point second half deficit and defeats the University of Rio Grande 66-62. The Red Storm are 3-3. Campbellsville is 9-0. We are going to have the awards presentation that will come up after the handshake. We'll have the MVP. We'll have all tournament selections for both teams. And then I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a break, and we're going to wrap it up. There's plenty of work to do. I don't know if we can pick up the public address announcer, Matt McKee, as he announces the awards. Campbellsville might want to stick around and wait to pick up what they've got. If we can, we'll see if we can pick up Matt McKee.
Yeah, we will have a presentation here in just a few moments.
Well, that will probably indicates they're trying to decide who's getting what from both teams. Jeff Lanham down there to hand out the hardware as soon as those decisions are made. Campbellsville, though, remains undefeated. They came back and rallied on West Virginia Tech yesterday, and by golly, they turned around and did the same thing to Rio here in the final round of the Bevo Francis Classic. Got They're down there trying to decide who's doing what. Taking a little longer than I thought it would have. Excuse me. I think they're trying to get those award winners to Matt McKee so he can hand it out. Here's
Once
Matt.
Again, to the middle of the court. We will present the plaques for all tournament team first. First up from Rio Grande, number 4, Trey Robertson, all tournament team.
Trey Robertson.
And all tournament for Campbellsville, number 7, Eli Brooks. Once again, all tournament team for Rio, number 23, Jalen Fox. And your MVP from Campbellsville, number 21, Jay Milburn.
Milburn named the MVP as he gets his picture taken with Rio Grande Athletic Director Jeff Lanham, and that will wrap it up. We'll get you some final point totals here for Rio Grande. They had 4 guys finish with 10 points. Trey Robertson, Eli Roberts, Jalen Fox, James Wright. Campbellsville, they were led. They actually had 4 guys at double figures as well. Milburn had 15, 12 for Brooks, 10 apiece for Kramer and for Epps. As we said, they advanced to 9-0 on the season. Rio falls to 3-3. Rio, folks, we will be back on the Rio Stretch Internet portal on Tuesday night. It'll be men's action. 6 o'clock's the tip-off as Rio Grande takes on Mount Vernon Nazarene, and then we'll turn right around a few hours later on Wednesday afternoon at 2 o'clock and do it for women's play, rather, as Rio and Mount Vernon play here at the Newt Oliver Arena before we get to the Thanksgiving Day holiday. We'll have both of those for you on our Stretch Internet portal. We appreciate the fine folks from Video Productions, Butch Mounts, Josh Bowman, Luke Bowman, the entire crew that have been here from the start of the tournament. Done all 8 games and have done a great job, as they always do. We love working with them each year, and I wish we could do it more. But thank you to Butch and his crew and Josh, and as we said, everybody for their work. We thank Alyssa Sullivan, Yassine Hussein, who what's the old saying that Pete Rose had? He'd go through hell in a gasoline suit, and I guess that's kind of what the stat situation has been like. And we will get anything straightened out that's not right. And but we appreciate their efforts. They also a long weekend working all 8 games. And with that said, we will wrap it up from the Newt Oliver Arena. Your final score in this one, Campbellsville 66, Rio Grande 62 for the entire crew. Randy Payton saying so long from the Newt. We remind you that this has been a presentation of Rio Grande basketball and the Bevo Francis Classic from Stretch Internet and Video Productions. And until Tuesday night, so long, everybody.
At Rio, we believe your education should be personal, affordable, and full of possibilities. Here, you're part of a community that supports your success in the classroom and beyond. And now, there's even more to be a part of, with new traditions and new energy taking shape.
I want to invite you to see what's possible when you learn at a place where everyone knows your name and cares about your future. At Rio, it's all about you, your goals, your journey, and your success, and we can't wait to be a part of your story.